Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, the Chicago Bears were back with yet another training camp practice, and they were back at Soldier Field for the very first time this season for Family Fest. This is something that they do every single year for the fans. The fans are able to come and watch a live training camp practice, interact with the players after practice. It's awesome. It's really an awesome event that the Chicago Bears hold every single year for the Chicago Bears fans. First things first, during today's training camp practice, not in pads to start today's training camp, was linebacker Jack Sanborn, guard Nate Davis, linebacker Dylan Cole, linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, safety Jaquan Brisker, and tight end Mercedes Lewis. Matt Eberflus did say after practice that he doesn't consider any of these guys that weren't in pads or injured to be long-term injuries of concern. So that's obviously good news. I'm hoping that Nate Davis can get out there pretty soon because he was one of the prize free agents for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears this season. So I really want to see Nate Davis more in pads and getting work with the starting offensive line. So other than that, I'm not concerned about Tremaine Edmonds. I'm not concerned about Jaquan Brisker. I think most of those guys are more precaution injuries, but overall, they're still pretty healthy going into the first preseason game against the Titans up in this upcoming weekend. But overall, Nate Davis is really the only guy that I'm keeping a close eye on, and hopefully he can get back out there with the offensive line here pretty soon. So, Bears fans, today's training camp practice for the Chicago Bears was actually a pretty long one. I think because it was Family Fest. They were at Soldier Field. They were doing all the theatrics. They had the guys run out of the tunnel. It was all for the fans. So today was a pretty long practice for the Chicago Bears. They did some one-on-one drills. They did some in-game situations where the offense would start off on their own 25, and they would have a certain amount of time to drive down the field on the Chicago Bears defense. And then obviously at the end of the practice, they also did some 11-on-11. So it was a lot of good work for the Chicago Bears today. And obviously, as always, Justin Fields and the DJ Moore connection looks good. As always, Justin Fields is still looking really, really good with his tight window throws, making good decisions. Even when he doesn't have a lot of time to throw, let's say the defense gets in there quick with the pressure, he's able to evade the pressure and make some really good decisions with the football. And obviously, that's what we want to see from QB1 in Chicago and Justin Fields. But the one thing I do really want to bring up, something that's really impressing me, is the connection that Justin Fields not only has with DJ Moore, but the connection that Justin Fields has with the other receivers as well. Justin Fields has connections with multiple guys on the Chicago Bears offense. DJ Moore, Chase Claypool had another very nice day. Obviously, Tyler Scott, Darnell Mooney, right? Obviously, Robert Tonyan, we've heard a lot about during this training camp practices. And then obviously, you cannot forget about tight end Cole Kmet as well. So Justin Fields has multiple guys that during these training camp practices, we've heard a lot of positive reports that he's creating multiple connections with many different guys. So Justin Fields is going to have a lot of options this upcoming seasons, and opposing defenses are going to have a really tough time trying to stop these multiple guys on the Chicago Bears offense. The most impressive thing that I actually saw today, was during 11-on-11s for the Chicago Bears offense, is that obviously people are worrying about DJ Moore. And obviously we know that DJ Moore is going to get his catches. DJ Moore is going to make plays for the Chicago Bears, which in today's training camp practice, he made a lot of plays for the Chicago Bears. But what I found interesting, that there was a clip that was posted on Twitter that during a play, everyone was worried about DJ Moore, and Chase Claypool came wide open on a crossing route. And that is the impact that DJ Moore is going to have for Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense. Most defenses are going to prepare and really worry about DJ Moore. But here's the problem. You can't just sit there and try to double cover DJ Moore. You're going to have to worry about Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Robert Tonyan, Cole Kmet, Tyler Scott. So opposing defenses are really going to have a tough time trying to figure out how to stop the Chicago Bears offense, because it seems like with each practice, the connection, the chemistry with Justin Fields and his weapons is is only getting better, and it's going to continue to get better as we get ever closer to that week 1 matchup against the Green Bay Packers. But that's something that I really want to bring up in today's episode of Keek on the Mic, because that's something that I'm getting really excited about, is that now with Chase Claypool continuing to have good practices, I'm starting to think that Chase Claypool is actually going to be the wide receiver number 2 for the Chicago Bears offense, which means Darnell Mooney is going to be going against the 3rd cornerback on opposing defenses, which to me is going to be an absolute mismatch for opposing defenses, especially trying to stop this hopefully explosive Chicago Bears offense. But Bears fans, it was another really good day for the Chicago Bears offense. And one play that I really want to bring up that really impressed me from Justin Fields. Justin Fields made his best throw of the day on his last one. DJ Moore was blanketed across the middle on the back middle of the end zone, but Fields made a tight window throw, and DJ Moore showed great hands to bring it in, and he had all day to throw. So once again, the offensive line did their job. When you give Justin Fields time to throw, obviously you cannot cover these guys, especially when you have DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool for very long. So Justin Fields will definitely be able to find someone if he has time to throw. But the one thing I really like to see from Justin Fields is that he continues to make these tight window throws, because that's something that we didn't see a lot last year from Justin Fields. If he didn't feel comfortable in his arm or comfortable with his weapons, he would just take off and run. He's not going to do that a lot this year. He has faith and confidence and chemistry and a connection with DJ Moore, with Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney. And that's why it's important that Justin Fields continues to create these chemistry and connections with many different options on the Chicago Bears offense. So overall, Bears fans, it was another good day of work by Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense. I do want to bring up one last thing about the Chicago Bears defense. Jalen Johnson did have a pretty good day. During one-on-ones, he did have an interception on Justin Fields, made a nice leaping interception to pick off Justin Fields. So that was obviously nice to see by Jalen Johnson and the Chicago Bears defense. But overall, once again, Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense did their thing, and they're only going to continue to get better. Once again, it was nice to see them back in Soldier Field performing and showing out for the Chicago Bears fan base. Family Fest is always a really good time for the Chicago Bears fans, and obviously the Chicago Bears players as well. So now they'll have a couple more training camp practices to prepare for their very first preseason game at home at Soldier Field against the Tennessee Titans. Bears fans, we are this close to watching Chicago Bears football. And as I mentioned in past Geek on the Mic podcast, Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears starting offense and defense will get some reps in that opener in preseason against the Tennessee Titans. So I cannot wait to see Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense finally get to hit the field. So once again, if you want to continue to catch these training camp updates right here on the podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, back for all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.